Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndieZone. My name is Kathy. If you have been following the State of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger case, you know that the parties, the State of Idaho and the defense, Mr. Kohberger, have had some very fierce, in certain cases, long and drawn out battle before rulings were entered over certain motions. One being the motion for change of venue, which began on January 30th, 2024, and did not end until September of 2024, when Judge John Judge granted Mr. Kohberger's motion and the venue was changed to Ada County. Another fierce battle has been over the matter of the release of IgG DNA evidence to the defense from the state responsive to the defense's discovery request. That's a battle that continues. Add to the list this latest battle where motions and replies and responses have been flying back and forth. I'm speaking of the issue concerning the defense's motion to compel and for sanctions, where they have charged the state of Idaho with violations of Mr. Kohberger's 6th and 14th Amendment privileges under the United States Constitution, and also constitutional violations under the Idaho Constitution for an alleged failure by the state to comply with, number one, the court's order of October 9th, 2024, stating that Idaho was to disclose their expert trial witnesses to the defense in a certain way on or before December 18th, 2024. The defense has come back and vigorously accused the state of withholding information regarding their expert trial witnesses. They want Judge Hippler to enter an order not just compelling the state to disclose their expert witnesses in the manner that Rule 16 and Judge Hippler's order directed them to. They want sanctions. They have said that they want the DP taken off the table due to the prejudice and these violations and the blowing off of the court order and not doing what they are supposed to do under Rule 16. The state has come back fiercely and argued that the defense is point blank wrong, that this is an incorrect position, that they comported with their duties and obligations under the court order and the rule. The parties are now battling whether or not Judge Hippler should entertain this matter at hearing. The state has said in their response they want a ruling on the papers. They feel no hearing is required here. That judge should be able to look at the evidence contained in their exhibits, S's and Sam 1 through 25, and plainly see under the law that they cited in their response that they fully complied. The defense is disagreeing. The defense wants a hearing, and they said that they have tried to get a hearing on their motion, but unfortunately, The first available date that Judge Hippler has is January 23rd. The dates set aside, and I say dates because the court order of October 9th reserved the 24th, if necessary, if there needs to be spillover argument, the 24th is also available. So it appears that the defense is trying to get a hearing, but the first hearing that may be available is the 23rd. The problem here, as they point out, is that's when their expert disclosures are due under the court order. And they have said they cannot produce their rebuttal expert witnesses on or before the 23rd because of the prejudice that they have suffered resulting from the state's non-compliance with their obligations of how they were supposed to disclose their expert witnesses on December 18th. So it appears that matters are so divergent between the two parties, they can't even come to an agreement as to whether or not oral argument is necessary. At this point, the legal arguments are closed. Motion, response, reply. That's how it works. You file a motion as the moving party. The other side gets to have a say as to whether or not the court should deny your motion, and then the reply is the moving party's opportunity to come back and explain why the other side got it wrong. So we're waiting for a ruling on this matter. The only thing that stands to be decided is whether or not the defense will be able to get their hearing on the motion before Judge Hippler decides. This will now conclude this episode of the IndieZone. Thank you for joining us here today.